Hey everybody, we got a special show for you guys today.
Ages 3 and Up was able to spend some time at TFCon this year, and we had a blast.
We were working with Maketoys and Fansproject, and we're going to bring you some special prototypes to show off.
Check out today's special TFCon prototype episode. We're your hosts. I'm Spence.
And I'm Alex.
And you're watching
the
A3U Review.
Hey guys, it's been a while. I've been super busy, but haven't forgotten about you guys. We were just recently at TFCon and we've got some great surprises for you, so let's check it out.
So here we have a plethora of awesomeness.
We had the fortune of working with Maketoys and Fansproject to show off some of their prototypes at our TFCon booth. And I was so excited, I literally came straight from TFCon with these prototypes so that we can give you guys a closer look.
Let's start off in this camp over here.
This is the Function X series, actually minus him here. So let's just take a really quick look at the Function X series. You guys all know that the quadruple U is coming very shortly. This is very close to production, isn't it?
This is what I believe a final test shot. I'm not sure if the actual colors are going to be this yellow and this green, but this is definitely a final test shot done all in plastics using the actual paint from the factory.
And of course, this one over here is Smart Robin or Round Robin?
I think it's Round Robin.
Round Robin.
It is a Robin.
That's
and
great.
once again, this one
this.
is a test shot. There's no paint on it, but you can see it uses the white plastic, the black plastic, and the brown plastic. So this is also very close to being finished.
The new member of the show that showed up, we don't have a name for it yet officially. As you can see, it's also very much along the same style as the rest of the series. And again, cool headmaster, awesome transformation.
This is actually a rough prototype. So this is all done in resin and then all spray painted to make it a little more cohesive. He's got a couple of unique transformations that definitely bring out the vampire bat idea with the robot mode.
And then over here, this is not part of the Function X series, but is also in a very early stage prototype. It's done in resin, and this is going to be a 6 change here. A lot of you guys on the internet may have been talking about it, so I don't think I have to mention who it is. It's definitely something that is in the works and is looking super awesome as well.
So what have we got going on over on this side of the table?
That is all the Maketoys stuff that is being revealed. One of the things that caught my eye the most, the Quantron over here. It is massive, superbly detailed. I'm actually very excited about this. Now this is just a prototype. A lot of it is, again, it's done in resin.
This resin copy isn't quite transformable, but you can definitely see the 5 bots. You can see the one arm is the jet guy, the other arm is the motorcycle, the car down here, the drill tank, and then of course the very large center robot that's the large spaceship.
And if you guys checked out some of the coverage for the TFCon third-party panel, they do have some pictures of each individual robot on their own.
We do have one copy here. Now this is actually a plastic copy, so there are molds around somewhere. Now this is a very, very early plastic copy, very loose. So still a lot of tweaking going on there.
The other kind of star of the show that is kind of in its final production stage as well, those are the final colors from what I believe. It's based off the battle tanker mold, correct?
Based off the battle tanker mold. It is not completely re-engineered, but very much re-engineered. The front of the truck is very different than the battle tanker, and the way the legs work and whatnot, very similar, but has a few refinements to it. And you can see that parts of it, the wings and sort of the feet, the arms, they're all taken from the Maketoys battle tanker set.
This is actually not an add-on. The whole set is complete with the figure as well as the battle tanker add-on.
Now my favorite out of this batch, we have the character down in the front, and I think we all know who that's kind of emulating. We have a plastic sample and we have a resin sample, and it looks like this will come as a small set. It'll have a few things. We have a tray with some drinks on it, we have a blaster, and 2 different head sculpts. And you can see the head sculpt on the one with the blaster is kind of taken from a scene that's fairly well known where he kind of shoots himself in the face.
I think it's brilliant. It looks totally awesome. Just shows the fun factor there. I don't think that I could have thought of it any better. Like, it's exactly what I would have envisioned as a real.
This is 100%. As I follow the series quite extensively, this is exactly how I would have envisioned it, jumping right from the pages. Yeah. I believe out of almost all the stuff we have on this table, this little guy, he's kind of my favorite. I
kind of like everything I see here as well, and I do have to agree with Spence. That's definitely a must-have for me. But kind of my favorite is probably going to be the Quantron out of all these reveals.
This amazing looking figure kind of brings us into another amazing looking figure. And you can see here we have the Intimidator, we have the Diesel, and these are all done in plastic and very close to final copies. This is stunning. I mean, you can see the truck here. Everything from the truck goes in the robot mode, and then you take the robot mode and you can use the other parts to form this Intimidator figure.
Watching this kind of transform into this, it actually took quite a bit of engineering, and I mean even down to the smaller sword that kind of fits on his back. Everything kind of has a place on this centerpiece, and it is quite substantial. I mean, if you compare it standing beside the other figures, it really took a lot of engineering to make this work. And then not only that, it actually has quite a bit of articulation. It provides the main base of articulation for much of the combined mode.
I spent some time messing around with this before TFCon because I really wanted to come up with a pose that I thought was going to be dynamic and just like looks as awesome as possible. And the things that I was able to do with this was amazing. He's got this big giant sword, so of course he has that sort of ninja kind of samurai vibe to him. And if you can think of any kind of samurai pose, the two-handed up above the shoulder, sort of the running sword dragging behind him, he'll do it. And he'll hold the pose. And even in this version, which is a fairly loose test shot, because a lot of the joints weren't fully established on this one, he still would hold a lot of poses.
Just in the knees alone. That's why you're able to do the stuff that you're saying, where he's almost kneeling at some points, and he's still able to hold himself together, which I was actually really shocked, because when I first saw it, I thought, well, it kind of looks lanky. I was like, how is that supposed to actually work? But it's actually done so well. The weight balance on it as well is very, very, very well done.
He's got tons of the shoulder articulation, from the regular swivel to an up and down to a back and forth slightly as well. And then of course the car itself has tons of elbow articulation there, and then this way as well. And then you can kind of use the legs of the figure almost as a double joint on the elbow, giving him the ability to bring the arm right up against him, or even with some care, you can bring his arm almost right across his chest. And then of course in the legs, he's got the full hip with everything from, you know, forward and back and in and out, and a twist at the upper thigh. And then he's got the knee where he's able to bend his knees. And then really nice bit is the foot has a giant ball joint.
Oh yeah, that makes a big difference.
On a swing joint.
In some of the most dynamic poses too, I noticed like his feet still can stay very flat to the ground.
Well, that's what's great about that giant ball joint. I actually got him to stand on one foot. It took me about half an hour, but I did get him to stand on one foot. So the weight distribution is done very, very well.
All in all, just some really great stuff for all of you guys that didn't make it out to TFCon. This is just your chance to kind of take a closer look. Thanks to Maketoys and FP for providing these prototypes. It definitely is something that shows that they really appreciate their fans and really wants to, you know, bring them into their world.
And that's our show for today. We hope you enjoyed it.
Tune in next week when we take a look at the Terminus Hexatron by Mastermind.
And we're going to travel back in time to the year 2000 to review Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime.
All the figures shown in today's episode are in prototype form and may not be indicative of how that manufacturers actually released them.
As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, Ages 3 and Up, and also follow us on Twitter at Ages 3 and Up. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. Have a good night.